What's poppin', people? Welcome back to more Marvel Snap content. Today we're going to talk about a deck that's going to be pretty useful if you're a new player. The deck that we're going to be going over today is falling under the movement category, the movement archetype. I know typically movement is kind of a hard one to understand, especially if you're a new player. However, this one is very user-friendly. It's very straightforward, to the point. There's a couple of different combos that you can do to ramp up power in each lane. We'll go over it, but the best part about the deck is that every card falls under Pool 2. So by CL 474, which is fairly early on in your gameplay experience with Marvel Snap, you will have access to every single one of these cards. And it's a very, very good introductory deck that, especially if you want to go into movement later on, if that's an archetype that you want to use indefinitely, this is definitely a good way of introducing yourself to the archetype. So let's go ahead and get into the deck list. But before that, hopefully you guys have a fantastic day. And yeah, just let's get into it. All right, the deck list consists of Iron Fist, Nightcrawler, Kraven, Multiple Man, Cloak, Doctor Strange, Vulture, Hulkbuster, Shang-Chi, Hobgoblin, Heimdall, and America Chavez. So the combos for this deck, ideally, in an ideal situation, you would get Hulkbuster on Multiple Man and then just start cloning it out the wazoo. It ramps up power. It's very good, especially if you can move on to locations with Kraven. Things like Cloak and Doctor Strange will move them, but the ideal combo, if you have the really, really good hand at the beginning, you have Multiple Man you play on 2, on 3 you play Iron Fist, and then on 4 you play Hulkbuster onto the lane with Multiple Man. And what that does is Iron Fist will trigger, but it triggers after Hulkbuster attaches itself to Multiple Man, and Iron Fist moves Multiple Man instead. So by turn 3, or turn 4, I mean, you'll have 2 7-power cards on 2 different boards. Then on the following turn, if you Doctor Strange and it moves it to a location, you can actually, in theory, you can Doctor Strange and then Cloak on 5 as well. You can move 2 clones with Doctor Strange. Then the following turn, before you play Heimdall or anything on the final turn, you can move the clones again, and then Heimdall will trigger again and clone them again, and it's just this constant loop of cloning a 7-power Multiple Man, which means you get to avoid any Shang-Chi users. You won't be able to destroy them because they won't be 9-power, and you'll just fill up your board. And in more situations than not, it'll be enough to win, which is great. It's a very consistent deck. The win rate, I would say, is fairly positive. I would say probably more than 50% of the time I've played this deck anyway, personally. It's been very successful. And that's not even at a lower CL. That's at a higher CL. I'm at like 3,000 right now. So if it can compete with Infinites in a 3,000 CL level, if you're at 474 or lower and you have access to these cards, you should not see any difficulty climbing as long as you can play the game the way that it needs to be played for the movement archetype. Let's go ahead and get into some gameplay, and I'll show you what this deck's all about. Okay, first game. Let's see how this goes. This is a pretty ideal hand. We don't have Multiple Man, but we do have Vulture, which is fairly good. We also have Hobgoblin, which will be ideal for locking down one location. And we have Shang-Chi, which is kind of like a fail-safe for the final turn if we don't have anything else to play. But we'll see how this goes. Hopefully we can draw Multiple Man here. We get Iron Fist. We're going to go ahead and save that, though. Let's see here. We get Nightcrawler. Let's go ahead and play Nightcrawler along with... Fisk Tower is going to absolutely suck for us this game. Oh my goodness. What a horrible... what a horrible start. Hello? Okay, so we're going to have to play this around Fisk Tower, unfortunately. So next turn, we'll play Vulture on Fisk Tower. It'll move over to Quantum Realm. It won't get reset because it wasn't played there. Following turn, we'll Hulkbuster, depending on what we draw here. Oh, we get Multiple Man. That kind of sucks for us, actually. You know what? I think it's going to be fine. I think it's going to be fine. Let's go ahead and play Vulture. Let's go ahead and move Nightcrawler this way. And next turn, we'll end up just playing Hulkbuster on Vulture instead of on Multiple Man, because it's a little bit too late in order to do that. You kind of need to get those off earlier than later. So let's go ahead and... You know what? I think instead of playing Hulkbuster, I'm actually just going to Hobgoblin here. And then Hobgoblin's going to move to the Fisk Tower. They're going to be at -8. On the final turn, we'll play Heimdall. And Heimdall will move Vulture left, give it another, what is that, 5 power?
I am
Looks like they're focusing on mid as well, which is good for us. So I'm just going to play Heimdall on right here. And it's going to move Vulture left. We'll be 16 power up on right. And then on the left, we will be at a whopping 17 power, I think is what it's going to end up being. So this isn't the ideal situation to showcase what the deck can do. But it shows that it has some variability in its play style. You don't necessarily need to get the combo off with Multiman in order to win. It's just a very, very good way to have a lead in the game. So let's see what they decide to play here. I'm curious to see if they're going to do anything to try to combat. I feel like they're going to try to just funnel into left. If they don't drop anything crazy into left, that's kind of unfortunate for them. We also have priority first, so they can't do anything like lock down the left lane with Professor X, which I don't think they would be. Their deck doesn't seem to be the kind that would run Professor X from what we've seen anyway. Okay, they're shifting off. Will this be enough for us to take the lead? Yep, it is. We win. Nice. All right, let's see if we can get a game that, one, doesn't have fist power, and two, can show what the deck can really do, because obviously this worked, but it wasn't ideal to see what kind of power it can bring. All right, game number 2. Better hand. A better hand indeed. I need to get Multiple Man, but this one is very, very good. If I can get Multiple Man on this upcoming turn... Upset. Especially with Miniaturized Lab, that's gonna suck. Okay, let's just, let's pass for now. We'll see what happens with this next turn here. So how does... I'm actually curious to see how this works, because I genuinely don't know how this works. But if I play... Oh, this is so interesting to me. Because it says no cards can be added here. Can cards still be moved to Miniaturized Lab? Or does that consider itself as being added to it? I don't know. You know what, let's go ahead and let's just play this out, just because I want to see how this works. So let's go ahead and drop... Oh, they're going to wave us. Oh, they're going to Galactus. This is going to be quite interesting. I'm going to go ahead and Hobgoblin here, which hopefully triggers before Iron Fist does. I don't know how that's going to work. Okay, good. It does. Can't move it. They can't Galactus. Perfect counter. Let's go ahead and play Hulkbuster on Iron Fist. And then let's play Cloak over here. Oh, this is so weird, bro. This is such an awkward game. I'll just play Cloak on right. Because what I'm going to need to do is I'm just going to need to funnel into left. So we'll play Cloak on right just because we need the power, and then on the following turn I'm going to Heimdall to move into Miniaturized Lab.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Oh, okay. I guess I won't Heimdall into right. Okay, sure. I'll just drop it into left and then move them into mid. I don't know if this is going to be enough to win at this point, but it'll be an interesting game for sure. And they retreated. All right, so it can compete with Galactus. I mean, you're not going to show... You're not going to go up against Galactus if you're at 474 CL, if you're playing this as a new player, but it can compete with Galactus, so that's good to know for the longevity of the deck, I suppose. Let's go ahead and get into a game where we can get a good hand and actually be able to use it. All right. These games are crazy, bro. Okay, game 3. We have Iron Fist, we have Multiple Man, and we have Kraven, and we have Hulkbuster. Okay. This is exactly what we needed right now. The only thing that's unfortunate about this is that we have Raptor, the 2 Raptors filling up our left lane, which is not ideal, but it is okay. So we're going to go ahead and drop Multiple Man, and then on the... Actually, I want to give more space to it, so let's drop it on the right lane. And then I'm going to drop Iron Fist on left, and the following turn, Hulkbuster on right. And this way, I can show you guys exactly how it works in terms of... Oh my god! Oh, of course. Oh, that's what I get for recording on the day that has Monster Island as the showcase location. That really sucks. Okay. let's go ahead and play Craven first and then Iron Fist. And then hope that... Bro, they are... Oh my god, they're hellbent on having us not land this Hulkbuster play. This is insane. This is such a bad game for us. Can it hit Multiple Man for me, please? Can it hit Multiple Man? I'm gonna cry if it lands on the rock. If it lands on Monster, that's fine. But could you please just hit Multiple Man for me? Nope, it hits Monster. Okay, cool. Love that. It's gonna still move over anyway, which is good. Really hoping they don't go for... Oh, wow. Okay. Well, we're just going to Hobgoblin on right because it helps counteract the monster. Left lane is going to... We're probably going to lose left for sure. Final turn. Doesn't look like we're going to be having too much movement. They're definitely just going to be able to win right lane easily. Are they going to prioritize that over mid lane, though? That's a really good question. I feel like I'm just going to drop Doctor Strange and Vulture in mid because it is 6 power, sure. But it fills up the board and it'll counteract if they try to fill it so they won't get the 100 power bonus from Mojo World. I don't know if we win on this one, if I'm being completely honest with you. I don't think we do. This will be fairly interesting to see. They're going to have to focus in on... Unless they drop like Ultron here randomly. The only other thing that I could see them winning is if they play Patriot and then it just ramps up their cards by a shit ton, which I can definitely see here, unless they just happen to not draw it. This is such an unfortunate occurrence with the locations and with debris. It kind of shut down the idea of movement here because there's nowhere for us to move anything. And then on top of that, they leeched us, which means that we couldn't really do anything on the final turn. Not that we had any movement that we could really do that would benefit us at all. We didn't have Heimdall to move. Multiple Man isn't stacked, so like moving them for 3 power is not really worth. I really just would like a game where I can show you the power of the deck because we keep getting these great hands and then we keep getting shut down. However... Will we still manage to pull out a victory here? Who knows? Let us see. A Super Scroll? Okay. Squirrel Girl? So we just win every location. All right. Okay, that's 3 games, 3 wins, and we weren't able to get off any of our actual strategies in order to have the best gameplay experience. I don't understand what's going on here, but you know, it's going up against Infinites at a high CL. We've countered Galactus. We've done all this stuff. It's a good deck. It's pretty damn good. If I do say so myself. Let's go ahead and get into this 4th game here. Hopefully we can do anything better. We can't because we don't have any kind of good hand here. Let's lead with Nightcrawler though. Oh, actually this is kind of solid. We don't need Iron Fist. If I can get Multiple Man at least, that'll be good enough for me. As long as they don't drop a Cosmo on Bifrost. Anyways, that would suck. Turn. Oh, we have Multiple Man too. Okay, this is solid. I love this for me. All right, we're gonna go ahead and drop that here. Next turn, we can drop Hulkbuster. And then we can start cloning them even earlier before Bifrost goes off. And then we can do the same thing with Heimdall. They definitely played Mysterio. Yeah, okay. Next turn, we'll go ahead and drop... Oh my god, another Monster Island. Absolute insanity. All right, we're going to drop Hulkbuster on left. And then we'll drop Craven in mid as well as Cloak. Oh, do I want to do that, though? I don't think I want to do that yet. Well, actually, we'll drop Cloak on... We'll drop Cloak on right, I think, is what I want to do. We'll drop Cloak on right. I want to drop Craven on this next turn, especially Craven. So let's go ahead and drop Craven, and we'll do... Let's see, how do I want to do this here? If I drop Cloak here, and I move you here, Nightcrawler's going to go mid, Multiple Man's going to go mid, and then Cloak, we can move Multiple Man and... Multiple Man again if we wanted to, and then play Hobgoblin on 5 as well as Heimdall on 6. This should be, in theory, I think this is how we play this. I'm pretty sure we would still be able to move cards on the turn 5. We just can't play anything anywhere else. So I feel like this is the right play. Craven's gonna move. Multiple Man's gonna go there. Okay, cool, we can. Now, unfortunately, we can't really do anything with... I was thinking that Craven was gonna stay in mid, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's okay. Let's go ahead and Hobgoblin. Ooh, do I want to play Hobgoblin, though? I feel like they're gonna play something. Maybe we don't play Hobgoblin this game. Let's see. So we've got 4, 7... We've got 7 over here as well. If I drop Vulture here, it's going to go to 8 when it shifts over to the left. Craven's going to move into the left next turn, as well as Multiple Man. So the mid lane is going to be at 6, 13, plus 9 is 22, plus 4 is 26. Right lane is going to have Multiple Man as well, just chilling. The thing that sucks is that right lane, more than likely we lose... so I'm gonna need to prioritize the other lanes. All right, let's go ahead and do this. I have a feeling they're gonna play something. Exactly. That's exactly why I didn't want to do it. Actually, we should be fine here. We should be okay. Bishop's only at a 1 right now on the final turn. Not ideal for movement. Or not ideal for them. They can't really ramp it up all that much. So I'm gonna Heimdall on left. We're gonna have 7, 8... And then it's... Oh, wait, actually... I'm going to move Heimdall in mid. Because if we move... It's going to move these 3 cards. So left lane is going to have 7, 7, plus 8. So that's 14, 22, plus 2 is 24. And then mid lane is going to have at least Monster, Cloak, and Craven. Craven should get stat buffed from any of the movement that happened, including his own. So they're going to get plus 6. And we're gonna have 8. So that should be 20, 29, 32. Numbers dictate we win this, but maybe we don't. Who knows? Who knows? Let's see what happens here, chat. Let's see what happens. 8, 10. All right. GG's. And that is how the movement deck works. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. We had some fairly good examples in this video. A bunch of different outcomes. 4 straight wins in a row. Hopefully you guys had a fantastic time watching the video. Hopefully you have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Leave a comment down below if there's any specific archetype decks that you want me to showcase. I've been dabbling with Mr. Negative recently, so I think that's going to be the next video. But let me know what other kind of decks you want to see, and I'd be more than happy to make that kind of content for you. Hopefully you have a fantastic rest of your day. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys in the next video. God, I love movement. Later.